Hey y'all, alright, so today I'm going to talk about dynamic search ads and I'm going to go through how to set it up. Specifically, this is going to lean more towards the e-commerce side of things. It works for multiple industries, meaning if you're doing lead gen or really any business, I think can be doing dynamic search ads. And the only reason you could not be doing dynamic search would be if your website has horrible H1, H2, bad meta descriptions, kind of bad structure and bad tags. So that being said, in general, whenever you run Google ads, my advice to all my clients is to get your SEO on point. And when I say SEO, that typically means your H1, H2, H3 meta tags, all that stuff. So get that set up, and then you can even think about exploring dynamic search ads. If you don't have that set up, you can just run regular search. But one of the main reasons I like to use DSA campaigns is because it dynamically pulls the content off your website that's relevant to the specific user search and then creates a customized ad for that search. So again, that's how dynamic search ads work. So again, just to summarize, the main reason you want to make sure all your H1, all your SEO tags and stuff are set up is you're telling Google, hey, this is the content on my website, this is the content on my page, and this is why it's relevant to a specific user's search. So again, and then you have to direct Google, give them a little bit of guidance in what type of users and I'll show you how to do that. But what I have pulled up here on the screen right now is when not to use it. So I'll add the link to this in the description of this video. You can look at how they show how targeting works, and because I'm gonna explain all this when we get into the account. But the main thing I wanted to go through here with you guys is when not to use it. So I already touched on this a bit, but dynamic search ads are not recommended if your website changes rapidly. You got quick deals, you're putting products up, you're not deleting pages, it's the user experience isn't very good, things like that. Again, they work best for websites with good HTML page titles, like I said, good written content. Make sure the content is true to what your brand is, because if it is not, you will get traffic and users that do not care about your brand, or it's just not the right traffic. So you need to be authentic with what on your website. You should be doing that anyway, and if you're not, you have your own issues. Dynamic search ads work best with well-optimized pages. Let's see, it contain mostly flashy content images. Okay, yeah, benefits. So here's the thing about it. DSA campaigns work really well with, if you're struggling, like, hey, I know that I always use my black Nike shoe example, but if you know that, hey, the people that are, I sell a black Nike shoe, so if anyone searches black Nike shoes or best black Nike shoes, I want to show up for that. Okay, you know that. So DSA campaigns are good for helping you find keywords that might also be keywords or search terms or phrases that could also be relevant that you might not have thought of. So it gives you the opportunity to kind of do some more research and learning. I don't always recommend these campaigns right off the bat. Again, it just depends on the brand. Every brand's different. Sometimes I'll get a brand that has great SEO, great organic traffic already, and Google really knows where to place them. So it's something to try right away. So, user discretion, at when you decide that. Let me keep going here. So benefits, save time. It's really easy to set up. You only had to add description copy. You do not create headlines and things like that. Show relevant, dynamically generated. So the ad that is shown should be relevant to the user when it's coming up. Control your ads, capture additional traffic, like I said, gain additional traffic. Display URLs are based on the final URL domain, so you no longer have to enter the display URL. This one doesn't really matter that much, but yeah. All right, so let's get into it. I'm going to base this off another website, which I will get pulled up here so we have a real example. Okay, so I grabbed this website. I have no affiliation to it, don't know this company at all, but I just wanted to give you an idea of how we would set these up. The reason I picked this website is it looks like they have some specific categories that will help me to easily set this up. Not a great first landing page here. Anyway, not the point. All right, so when you're in your ad account, go ahead and click create a new campaign. This is kind of a dummy ad account. Sales, again, we're keeping in mind this is for a DSA campaign. So sales, go ahead and click search, website visits, URL of a website. Again, also, by the way, I would rename the structure of these and things like that. I'm just going to show you how to set it up so you have an idea of what I believe to be best practice for these. So United States, going to show up on the search network. And then in location options, I see a lot of people do different things on here. So your targeting can be presence or interest, people in or regularly in who have shown interest. Presence, people in or regularly in your targeted locations. I typically like to do that. And then exclude, so you can exclude people in your excluded locations, or people presence or interest, people in your regularly people in regularly and or who've shown interest in your excluded locations. That's a mouthful. Honestly, I haven't seen a huge alteration from doing this. I usually leave it like this. Sometimes people will do this, but I'm just going to leave it here for now. Feel free to test on your own. Go down to more settings. This is the key. So you want to drop down in here to click dynamic search ads. Go ahead and paste this URL in. You will notice that it just breaks it down to the overall domain. Go ahead and click next. Now, what'll normally happen if your website's been around or it's been set up for a while, you'll see some other dynamic ad targets in here you can do. What I like to do for my e-commerce brands is take a look at the URLs of the website. So for example, if I go into iPhone case here, and let's say I know that, okay, great. All of these are iPhone cases. Maybe we're assuming a lot of things right now. So we're assuming that this website gets a lot of good traffic. They sell a good product. They have some top sellers. But they're wanting to run dynamic search ads. So what I want to do is figure out where are these, what is the URL of these cases? I like to break it down by URL. You can do it by different things, and I'll show you those. So we can see here, collections, iPhone case. So I want to see, does every single URL contain iPhone case? It seems to be iPhone case, iPhone case. Great. So what I could do then is go ahead and take this URL, or actually I'm gonna take this right here, this part of the URL, apologies, and create rules to target the web page. So you can use exact URLs. Let's say you only wanted to target like 3 or 4 products. You can put those URLs in and add them and make sure you only run DSA campaigns for that. But in this case, I want to say, hey, any product that has iPhone case in it, I want to make sure we put that in a separate ad group or separate targeting. Then once you do that, you can scale up those specific ad groups based on what's successful. So if I go into create rules to target a web page, URL contains, and I would do this, iPhone, and then I would hit add. Now it's over here. I do not want to add multiple in here just because I want to keep my data organized. Then you would go down here and add in, oh wow, it grabbed it right away. That's crazy. So you can see here, it grabbed the descriptions, and we'll just go with these for right now. And it put it in here. But otherwise, it's going to dynamically generate the headline based on the tags of this website. I'm going to assume, yeah, this website's not going to be great for the H1 and H2 tags. You want to, it has decent stuff here. I think the meta descriptions, they could probably do that a little bit better in terms of, what Google has the ability to pull. You really just become capped, I find, when you run these campaigns by what you're able to / willing to give to Google. So let's keep going here. Hit next. Go ahead and add your site links and make these site links this is a huge thing. Make these site links and these callouts specific to your dynamic ad target. Whoever's seeing this does not need to see a call out about, a Samsung phone, right? They want to see call outs about maybe the different sizes, the different colors, the different features. Speak to several things. Use the opportunity to not just be general. Use the opportunity to see, what can you kind of like snipe out of things that someone might be interested in. So that, again, you have to know your industry for that. Next, I might get an error here. We'll see. Let's keep publish the campaign. No way. I thought I was going to get an error because this is my dummy account. So, all right. So we'll call this one for right now, iPhone case. Now, what I would want to do, because I can go down here, go to show more dynamic ad targets and see, boom, iPhone case. Any URL that contains iPhone case will show up here. Now I'm going to start getting search terms that are relevant to the this target. And I will go in, add negative, and now I start cultivating this really strong dynamic ad target that's automatically grabbing conversions for us, right? Versus me having to thinking about keywords and trying to do that sort of thing. So it kind of, you do have to put some work in up front to make sure you're cultivating a good keyword list and you're not spending money on random clicks. Again, just to reiterate, to get to that level, you need to make sure you're getting rid of or you do have good SEO tags and things like that set up. Now, my next step would be, ad groups. I want to create another ad group. Make sure it's dynamic. And we'll go back to the website. Hope whoever has this website sees this video. It'd be funny. So I want to confirm Samsung phone case 1. Okay, they have really bad URL structures here because it's gonna, if this says phone case 1, yeah, this is not good URL structures. But you guys are getting what I'm doing. This seems to be an AliExpress drop shipper. But we're just going to assume in this case that all of these have Samsung phone case. Go ahead, create the next ad target, hit add, and I'm just going to put Samsung phone case in there. Again, you can come up with your own naming conventions for this. Samsung to the moon. We sell the best cases. All right, so I'm going to continue on here. All right, now you guys can get an idea. So now I'm going to have all these ad groups, and then I'm going to have these targets in these ad groups to then see what's working and scale it up based on CPCs, check, devices, what maybe the people are going to, and for this product specifically, I'm sure people will be on their phone mostly. But again, as you can start to imagine, if you have multiple brands or multiple products, or just different industries, you can test this and make different combinations that work. What I want to show you now is the different targeting, the different ways you can build these. So my suggestion for this website would be to just kind of continue to break these down. You could also break them down by specific landing page URL. So let's say, these were their top selling and we only wanted to test these. You can make each one of those ad groups its own URL just to see, again, which URL is performing the best. I don't think it's necessary in this case. I also like to kind of, when you get that granular, I like to give Google some more data to kind of work together with, but to each their own, and I think it's worth testing. So there's never one hard and fast true way to do some of these things, but you just need to know what's available to you so then you can pull the levers to make it work. That being said, I just want to give you guys the final rundown of all the ad group targeting options available, which I definitely should have done this in the beginning, but here we are. So again, you can put in the exact URLs like I said and put those in there. I see some people do that, some people don't. Definitely worth testing, if depending on the size of your catalog. Now, this is the way we were doing it, where you put in contains. So a URL contains, obviously Samsung, iPhone, keeps it organized and separated because you don't want those terms to kind of intermingle. And then I would say the benefit to that, again, is long-term, the ability to scale that up. And then, so the other options here are page content, page title, and URL. So page content would be if anywhere on the page, let's say we wanted to put phone. Now, considering the website we're using here, that would be quite dumb because probably every landing page has the word phone or iPhone. I would say probably phone case or something anywhere. So it would just put them all together, and then would essentially be useless. But if for whatever reason you can do it based on page content, I think I don't know that I've actually ever used page content, and even page titles, sometimes it works. I really just like to do it based on URL because you can be more specific, and for long-term scaling, it's helpful. So again, DSA campaigns comes back to being able to have good SEO on your website. Again, your H1, H2, H3 meta tag descriptions, you got your images, and then user experience. Flow of your website needs to be solid. So let me know if you have any questions on this or you want me to break this down in some other details. But other than that, have a good one. Peace.